Hi, my name is Janine, and I teach beginners how to sew and alter their own clothes. I'm working on launching my own digital patterns, but before that, I wanted to give a gift to my growing community. I decided that my first digital pattern is going to be free, and the pattern will be this fully lined zipper pouch. This is a great project for beginners, especially if you've never sewn a zipper before. Download the pattern in the link below, and let's get sewing.
First things first, let's print out the free pattern. I recommend using Adobe Acrobat Reader, which you can download for free on the Adobe website. It's super important to print out the pattern in actual size so that the pattern can be as accurate as possible. To conserve paper, you only need to print out the last 4 pages. For materials, we'll need our self fabric, lining fabric, a 12-inch zipper, our sewing tools, and tape. First, we'll need to put the pattern together. I'm starting by laying out the pattern in order according to the arrange guide. Now I'm cutting out the excess paper that's outside of the pattern lines. This will help us line up our pattern once we're taping it together. Now we'll tape the pattern together by matching up the corners on each page. Be sure to use enough tape so your pattern is secure. Once the pattern is put together, cut right along the lines. Try your best not to cut into the pattern. Place your self and lining fabrics on top of each other, lining up the selvages and cross grain. Put the pattern on top of your fabrics and pin securely to both layers. Cut along the edges of the pattern, making sure you're cutting both layers of fabric. Again, try your best not to cut into the pattern. Remove all pins to separate your pattern from your fabrics. You should have self and lining pieces cut out from the pattern. Take out your zipper and open it. Place the zipper right side down on the right side of the fabric, lined up to the edge of the fabric. Pin the zipper to the fabric right along the edge. Grab your zipper foot and put it on the machine on the left bar. Sew right along the zipper starting from the top. Don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and end of each stitch and remove your pins along the way. Take the other end of the zipper and put it on the other side of the fabric. Then pin the zipper right along the edge of the fabric. Sew the zipper the same way you sewed the first side. At this point, you may have to move your zipper around if it gets in the way while you're sewing. Again, don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and end so that your stitches don't fall apart. At this point, the zipper should be sewn to the self fabric. Now we'll take our lining fabric and line up the raw edge with the edge of the zipper. Pin the lining to the zipper and self fabric. Sew right along the edge. We are almost finished. We just need to sew the final edge of the lining to the zipper. Flip the fabric to the other side of the zipper that hasn't been sewn. Then place the raw edge on the zipper and pin. You guessed it, we're sewing along the edge of the lining fabric. Now that our zipper is sewn, we're pinning along the sides of our bag. I like to pin my zipper towards the lining so it can be sewn that way. Sewing the zipper towards the lining helps prevent it from sticking out on the outside. Replace your zipper foot with a regular presser foot. Sew each side that you pinned with a 1/2 inch or 4/8 seam allowance. At this point, you should make sure that your zipper is open. Grab a corner of the self fabric and open it flat. Pin the edge so you know where you're sewing. Grab the other side of the self fabric and repeat the same process. Grab the lining and repeat the same process on one of the holes. It doesn't matter which one. The last hole on the lining should be left open. Sew the 3 edges that you pinned. Remember not to sew the last hole because that's what we're going to use to turn our bag right side out. Find the unsewn hole and stick your fingers in it to turn the bag right side out. Find the hole again and fold the raw edges in to create a clean seam. Pin the edge so it stays in place. Sew the hole shut. This is your final seam. Put the lining back in the bag and we're done!
And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all the things. Don't forget to tag me at Narasina Studio so I can see your zipper pouch. Bye!